Real Chicagoans woke up this morning relieved that the Department of Justice is finally investigating your race hustle. As someone who grew up on the south side of Chicago, I've heard a lot of race hustlers in my life, trust me, but they were usually marching around outside of City Hall, which is what makes this so embarrassing and dangerous. Very, very dangerous to the city of Chicago.
Okay, we need the question.
I'm more than happy to ask this question. It's long overdue. For over a year, real Chicagoans, white and black, have been telling me that your black power rhetoric is bringing the city backwards from a place that
we need the question.
Had overcome. You want the question?
Please.
Real Chicagoans want to know, why are you a racist?
Well, first of all, I reject the idea and the premise that somehow that's an actual legitimate question.
You want that?
All right, we're going to go to the next one. Alice?
The next question, my follow-up question is a businessman, Robert Gomez, had his riverfront restaurant license yanked. You said that the reason you hire black people is because they're the most generous race on the planet. His riverfront restaurant license was yanked and given to a black restaurateur. That has, once again, reinforced the belief among real Chicagoans,
okay,
white and black and Mexican, that you are a racist. What do you say to those people?
Again, I reject the premise that somehow that your question has any legitimacy. Thank you for your time, sir.
Oh boy, black liberals are getting called out for their racism. And it's about damn time. About damn time. I mean, it was hard for black conservatives to be the only ones calling this mess out. And many people were calling it out long before. But it just seems like more like normal people are just tired of the BS. They're like, yo, how is this not black? How is this not racism? How is this not black privilege? You took a business license from a white man, Hispanic man, you gave it to a black man. How is that not white privilege? How is that not systematic racism? You say black people are the most generous people in the world. Racist ass dude. Finally getting called out. Oh, I reject the premise of this question. Don't want to take any accountability. This is the Democratic Party. One of the silver linings of a highly performative aspect of wokeness is that the virtue signal that they once earned them praise can now serve as launching points for federal investigations. No tears were lost. And the reason I'm bringing up black liberals in general, not just Brandon Johnson here, is that a fascinating, situation happened where Ryan Clark, who's a sports commentator like Stephen A. Smith, criticized RG3 because he's married to a white woman. I thought only white supremacists did that stuff. And this is the double standard I've been talking about. Black power can only exist with white guilt. The minute white people stop feeling guilty about themselves is the day black power lose all their power. Sorry, black liberals lose all their power. This man, Ryan Clark, should be fired for his statements. I'm being serious. If Shannon Sharp can be stepped down because of his exploits becoming named public and making an embarrassing ESPN, Ryan Clark should deserve the same punishment. You couldn't debate RG3's points about, hey, Angel Reese have real animosity towards Caitlin Clark because she's jealous of her. And instead of debating that point, a black man married to a non-black woman has no place to speak about the struggles of a black woman. When's the last time he talked about race? I'm not obsessed with my race. And I feel personally offended too because I'm married. I'm in an interracial marriage. Now, it's to a Hispanic woman, so maybe they give me a little bit more slack. But still, this is annoying. I've been black my entire life. I was black before I married my Hispanic wife. So all of a sudden, because of who I choose to date and marry, I can't comment on a community that birthed and raised me. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But they have the goal to cry foul when people call them out for their BS. When people say they have black fatigue. Black fatigue is the same kind of connotation that black people use white fatigue, not white fatigue, white fragility. You're allowed to put emotions and designate it to a race. Oh, you have white fragility. So then white people play the same game that you were playing. Okay, I'm black fatigued. I'm tired of y'all. Make it make sense. And you wonder why there's some black people that's tired of this mess. Tired of being judged by their skin color, by the race of the person they choose to marry. I'm a conservative. Like, let's play a game. I'm a conservative. How many black women you know that's conservative? Look at the voting numbers that just came in. 92% of black women voted for the Democratic Party. That means as a black conservative, I have an 8% chance of meeting a woman that shares my values for the most part, if we're playing just based on politics. Because we know liberal women, they date based on politics. If you don't have the same politics as a liberal woman, she's not dating you. But here you are attacking this man because of what he said. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. The race hustle is getting exposed, and I think a lot of people are getting tired of it. Here's a snippet of what was said, and I'll give you the response of RG3 as well. Let's take a look.
The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what black women have to endure in this country, about what young black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now, if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy RG3, and I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys because there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of conversations about my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, which was purely based in basketball. But I think all of you know there's a line in life that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits, and Ryan Clark has sprinted past that line. Ryan Clark didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, and that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm going to have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark is. But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Ryan, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want. Challenge my takes, but keep my family and my wife out of it. That's a boundary that should always be respected, man. Always. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, and it's weak. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family, personally because he disagreed with my sports opinion, is a bad look for him as a man.
And people sometimes they don't understand. Like I always joke around this. I joke a lot about that. But you know, when Ryan Clark talked about racial bias, he don't want to confront his racial bias that for some reason he always see black people as a victim. It's to the point that if a black person say that they experience racism, we all just believe it. But if a white person say they experience racism, we don't believe it. Isn't that racial bias as well? And this is the problem that happens when you hold their feet to the fire of their principles. If racial bias is bad, to have a positive view of whiteness, shouldn't it also be bad when you have a victimized view of black people? I don't believe a black person when they say they experience racism, because I believe that racism is like 4% of black people's problems, honestly. And I believe that a lot of this racial hostility, this racial, oh, I experience racism, is due to them miscategorizing something, right? If you come across with a rude behavior and someone gives you a rude attitude back, and then you go, oh, she did that because I was black. You're using racism as an alibi. And this is the problem that many black liberals are starting to find out from a lot of people. And a lot of people are starting to realize, especially people of other races are starting to realize, Hispanics, white, Indian, Asian, white. I can go down the line of all the races that's in this country now. We're starting to realize, damn, a lot of these black liberals, they use their race as an alibi for a lot of things. Angel Reese pushed her teammate out of the way, and then Caitlin Clark comes in to foul her, and she acts like it was some hard-ass foul, and she wanted to get ghetto. People are tired of it, bro. And then to attack someone over a sports opinion. Imagine, guys. Imagine he did this over a sports opinion.
And how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special.
We've gone way, way, way out of bounds. And anybody that's being objective is like, whoa, 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 whoa. The biggest story of the sports weekend was the Fever versus the Sky and this confrontation, or this half confrontation, between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. RG3 offers a provocative but not out of bounds comment about what's at the root of this. Oh, there's real animus from Angel Reese towards Caitlin Clark. And now Ryan Clark has driven a bus over RG3 and RG3's wife and his dating marriage preference. This seems out of bounds. Anybody with a brain is like, hey, this is out of bounds. And then not only out of bounds, it's illogical and it's racist. And I'm talking about Ryan Clark is arguing that black women are some sort of special species that can only be understood by black men or white men who are sleeping and or married to black women. Now, just think this through.
Make that make sense, right? Make that make sense. You're not allowed to criticize somebody because you're not dating or sleeping with them. Make it make sense. The racism of a black liberal. This is why, I'm telling you, man, I could have never been a black liberal. They don't make any sense whatsoever. Only a person who sees themselves as an internal victim can somehow rationalize that position by Ryan Clark. Only a victimized, victim mentality having men, women can justify that. You can't understand a black woman because you didn't date one. Oh, it's not like I was raised by one, raised around one. Like, oh no, I can't just observe in reality what you're doing and say, yeah, that's not productive. Yeah, they're acting ignorant right there. No, I need to be sleeping with them to understand them. And the funny part is, the hypocrisy gets pointed out when you flip it the other way. Okay, what allows black women and all these black men to criticize white women then? You guys sound so, and one thing I've been noticing online that I've been like, you go on the internet long enough, you start seeing things. I notice a lot of black people who are against interracial dating is black women. I notice that a lot online. I'll see black liberal women, but 92% of black women are liberal. So I mean, it's hard to not say black women, but hey, I put that caveat out there. It's so strange to me. I'm like, wow. Even mixed women who is a product of interracial dating will say the same stuff. And I'm like, wow, what is going on in the black culture? And you wonder why many groups of people white people, Asian people, Hispanic people voted that black people are the most likely to be racist. And black America, black liberals, Pikachu face, like, oh, how can this be? And they wonder why the moral capital of the black community is just going down and down and down. No one cares about your victimizing yourselves anymore. No one cares about this. No one cares no more, bruh. I warned about this 2 years ago. I said, yo, one day people's sympathy is going to run out because people are going to start seeing, oh, you're weaponizing my kindness and abusing me with it. Okay, no more kindness for you. Y'all said racism one too many times. And now no one cares. But I digress.
RG3 is free, and black people are free to say whatever they want about white women. We can call them Karens. We can call them racist. We can say whatever we want about white women. And no one would ever stand up and say, well, hold on. You're not sleeping with a white woman. How can you judge her character? How can you judge her motives?
Oh, my God.
It's only the black woman that Ryan Clark is saying, well, unless you're sleeping with one or married to one, you don't know what you're talking about. Don't you understand? The black woman is a special person that unless you're entering them on a regular basis, you can't remotely understand them. Who does this? This is racist talk. This is setting black women off as a special species and black people as we're different than everybody else, and the only people that can talk about us, have any opinion about us, are other black people.
You see what victim mentality does to the black community, the black culture? You don't want to be held to the same standard as everyone else. You want special treatment. And then when you get equality, you call it oppression. That's what's going on with the race hustle right now. Brandon Johnson getting called out by white residents over his unfair treatment and discriminatory practices against them. His special fundraising for black businesses. And then when Republicans call it out, conservatives call it out, black liberals, what they say, oh my God, they're attacking social justice. They're attacking efforts to create equality, aka equality of outcomes. But you didn't do equality of work. You ain't doing the equal amount of decisions, equal amount of sacrifices, but you want equal outcomes. You want special treatment. You want a hand up. Ridiculous. You want to handicap everyone else to give yourself a chance. That's like you playing against the #1 high school team in the country in basketball, and you tell the ref, hey, you got to give us 60 points on the board already, or else this isn't fair. No, you compete on equal grounds. Everyone has an unfair advantage, and black people pretending that, oh, it's due to racism is asinine. Majority of white people still come from a 2-parent household. That's an advantage in of itself. That has nothing to do with someone's race. The education of your parents, that has nothing to do with someone's race. The social economic status that they come from has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do to your parents and what they set you up for. Your parents has the biggest control over the environment that you grew up around due to their ability or lack of ability. But instead of blaming your parents, you want to blame racism. Oh, it's the system. That's excuses for not holding your parents accountable. Hey, man, make the most of what you could. My parents were resourceful. Even though I grew up in the hood, I wasn't of the hood. And this is the reality that black people and a lot of so-called black liberals don't want to admit. That a lot of their problems are due to their own decisions and actions. But they don't want to hold each other accountable, so instead they want to blame something else, an imaginary system. And then they go out here saying stuff like this. You better not bring no white woman to me. No Hispanic woman to me. I don't believe white people should have more kids. Black women on the street on video saying this. Saying it's okay for them to say racial slurs, but God forbid a white woman says a racial slur back to them, they're crying on the internet. This is how weak and powerless black America comes across. And a lot of black people like me are tired of that ish. We not weak. We can actually do something for ourselves, right? We just have to make different choices and different decisions. And it's asinine to think that you can keep doing the same thing over and over again, obsess over race over and over again, and expect anything different to happen in our country, in our society, in our community. It's time to do something new. And I believe being conservatives represents that. Because we tried the democratic way for 60 years, and look at the outcomes we got. We're actually trying to bring back racism, it seems. We're adding fuel to the fire of the racial division in this country, obsessing over race. Let's not obsess over race. How about we see ourselves as American first? Let's do it in the best interest of this country, and in turn will be in the best interest of us. Because at the end of the day, like Booker T. Washington says, a group of people cannot get power if they're not valuable, if they're not respected. And that's what the black people have shown. A lot of black people have shown on the internet. And this is why many people don't respect us as a community. Because the competent people in our community are scared to check the incompetent people in our community. The race hustlers like Brandon Johnson, Ryan Clark. We're scared to check folks like that because they'll call into question our blackness. Get the F out of here. If you didn't give me my blackness, you can't take away my blackness. That's something God can do. But for some reason, the smart black people in our society, the ones that actually give us some credibility, we're scared to call out our own? What kind of nonsense is that? But, I digress. This is one of the toxic aspects of black culture that I continue railing against, is that we don't hold each other accountable, and we don't have high expectations for how our people should conduct themselves in larger society. And this is why a mess like this, people can talk out of their mouth like Ryan Clark and expect to get some cover. People will actually start trying to defend Ryan Clark because he went out of bounds and attacked a man's wife, which is in men's circle, that's a sin that, that's on-site type of stuff. Oh, but it's okay because it's a white woman. It's a white wife. Making justifications for that crap. But God forbid, let the white community do the same play on the black. Oh, you can criticize her. It's okay to make fun of her. She's a black wife. Y'all be crying foul all over the internet. It's time to hold yourself to the standards you hold other people, black community. And this is why people are having black fatigue. Because some of the things you will cry racism about, when other groups of races of people experience it, you downplay it, ignore it, dismiss it, and you want sympathy? Black people, boy. Y'all got too used to that special treatment, huh? But I digress. Let me know your thoughts and perspective in the comment section below. I'll be interested to hear what your thoughts and commentary is on this topic. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please share this video if you feel so inclined. It really does help me out in the algorithm. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.